Before the competition starts, I already have this environment. I took this as an opportunity to make a controller that can handle obstacles around the object to be picked. For example, when the object is inside a bin. By checking the Revel asset library, I noticed many bins that I could use. I modified the original file so that only one bin remained in the environment. When the bin was added, we saw that the robot was hitting the box while trying to grasp the object. To fix this, we created a new policy, where the geometry of the bin was included in the observations. But this was not enough, because the robot thought the bin was an obstacle that had to be removed before reaching the object. We added a penalty every time the robot touched the bin. This improved the behavior, but the robot was still not reaching the object. Instead, it tried to use the bin to lift the object and bring it closer. After more reward tuning, the robot was finally able to grasp the object without touching the box. At this point, I needed to add the Revel assets to be picked by the robot, such as the DHL box, which had to be modified to be grasped correctly. This asset, along with the measuring tape and the wood chisel, were added to the Isaac Lab learning environment. These assets have very different shapes, which were included in the policy observations. And with that, we were ready to start the learning process. After several attempts and more tuning, we can see the results here. For the wood chisel, the robot is still struggling to grasp it. I might need more time to train the policy, which has already trained for 3 hours. But for the measuring tape and the DHL box, the task was a complete success. It is important to note that the robot learned to pick this object on its own using the PPO algorithm for reinforcement learning. And with this, I finished my presentation for the competitions. Thank you Revel for providing the assets and LycheeAI for the tutorials on Isaac Sim and Isaac Lab.